Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. It is outstanding to have you, even if this isn't exactly what I was looking forward to. My name is Chris, otherwise known as Wolfie. We are live with Massively Overpowered's OPTV. This is intended to be a stream of the first Descendant, but an hour before broadcast time, the game went down, and yeah, they actually put out an update a little while ago, and I'll repost the link for everybody's edification. But there's a problem with Microsoft, apparently. There's a connection issue related to the Microsoft network. I believe this game is on Xbox, so I mean, that's sort of where the link ties into, but somehow or another, that connection issue has migrated and proliferated to the entire game across all of its platforms. Uh, so yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Hello, Deviantfish, and you'll notice if you were in the chat that MJ and myself were both chatting back and forth uh, as the massively overpowered account. It was a delightful bit of playful schizophrenia. I enjoyed it. I've had many streams derailed by the game suddenly going down. It's so annoying. Worse, it goes down 5 minutes into your stream. Yeah, that's what happened when I was literally seconds before I was meant to stream Core Punk. It went down for maintenance. Or the actually no, I think that was in advance too, but I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, it is what it is. T. Omaro, hello, welcome. This is not what I was intending by any stretch of the imagination. I was not intending to have a podcast episode with a splash screen of the game that I was intending to play. But the game is experiencing some Microsoft network connection issues. It literally doesn't connect to anything right now. So I'm kind of like sitting here and spinning my wheels a little bit, and I figured, you know what? Might as well chat with you, lovely folks, just because it's better than just doing nothing, right?
Can I join you?
Absolutely, you can join me. Yeah, you want to join in? Sure. Let's step into our office, as it were.
Objection!
Excellent arrival, Fran. Oh, her microphone isn't working, so give us a second.
Hello, there it is.
Yay! Twitch claims that there are 84,000 people watching the first Descendant stream, so clearly the game just hates MOP specifically. Oh, goodness. How y'all doing? Doing okay, Tio Maro. Thank you very much for asking. Hope you're doing all right as well. Thank you all for hanging out, even though this is a little bit oddball. So, I am joined, first of all, I should point out, I'm joined by my very best friend in the world, the majestic matriarch herself, Britannia. Say hello, Brit.
Hello, Britt.
Ah, man, you just slam dunked that alley-oop. Well done.
Thank you.
And nobody's
It is
ever
a pleasure to be here.
nobody's ever thought to make that joke ever. And I join y'all. I'm sorry, this is a private call, my friend. I apologize. But yes. So, oh, hang on a second. That was an alert. I didn't actually have my alerts up. Let me see exactly who that was. All right, hang on a minute. Where's the dashboard? There it is. Oh, Tio Maro. Hey, thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate that support. Again, this is a little not usual by any stretch of the imagination. But I appreciate you hanging out and chatting with us, my friend. Thanks very much for the support, and we hope you will join us for more streams in the future. Streams of games that are actually operating.
Not just a singular image.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of feel like I need to have something else up on screen. Actually, hang on a second. I have an idea. I was doing okay until MLP started trying to derail my 3-day streak of healthy eating habits by talking about pizza. But yeah, it was. Yeah, it's okay. Here we go. This is what I'm gonna do. All right, play this. There There we go. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna have the Fur Walk playing in the background. Or the
I just turn around and look at your screen, and it's just full screen for walk.
Absolutely, full screen Fur Walk. Might as well lean into it. You know what? This is completely ridiculous. Let's lean into it.
Let's lean into the ridiculousness.
Absolutely.
I do enjoy it.
10-hour stream confirmed. 100% correct, actually. I am not two voices. Really can prove it. Now everyone has to wonder which sentence is from Chris and which is from MJ without using typos to check.
Anyone can be anyone. You just have to forego your own usual typing style. It's true.
This is how it works. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, thanks very much for joining me, Berto. I appreciate it. So you're playing Dawn Trail right now.
I am. I just finished the second dungeon.
Yeah.
Like I beat the boss. Saw you were doing the podcast episode. I'm like, Jamie isn't the only one who deserves a podcast episode. I should get in on this.
Exactly. Yes. And I welcome your arrival, Fred. Thank you.
Of course, I had to make sure you can't podcast on your own.
It really can't. I mean, you can, but it's ill-advised, frankly, in my opinion. Anyway, it's always better to have somebody to bounce off of. Actually, Justin kind of pointed that out when he wrote a story about the 10 things he learned while running the MLP podcast. So, and one of them was to have somebody to bounce off of. So.
Well, absolutely, right there. And who better than your bestest best friend, the matriarch?
Absolutely.
But yeah, I just reached my level up and I finished the second dungeon, and Dawn Trail is a blast.
Yeah,
I
had a great time with it. Honestly, it's the story kind of has some plotting moments, but overall, I really had a blast of the whole ride. I have just completed the MSQ myself. Obviously, no spoilers being shared or anything like that. But man, it's good. It's really good.
It's really good. Like, foregoing the MSQ entirely, the graphics update is.
Oh, it's so good. The graphics update looks, and the funny thing is too, like, I'm sure you noticed this by this point now, they are straight up flexing. Like, the devs are absolutely flexing on us.
1000%. and I, for one, welcome our new flex overlords, Yoshi P.
Is this a Pokemon? I might have to change my favorite from the sheep one to this. That is indeed a Pokemon, a Furret to be specific. F-U-R-R-E-T. So yeah, that's Furret walk mostly. Yeah, exactly. It's a caterpillar. What? Exactly right, MJ. Yes, it is literally a caterpillar. The Furry Walk is just too good of a background music, so I had to roll with it, honestly.
I mean, I welcome it. Fur Walk is good for all occasions. Having a really good day, Fur Walk. Having a really bad day, Fur Walk.
Having a day that's somewhere in the middle, Fur Walk. See which direction it goes. Guarantee it'll go upwards.
If not straight up, at least at a 45 degree.
So yeah, I really was looking forward to playing the game that I had scheduled, the first Descendant, but you know what? It has had a very, very bumpy launch, and these things always happen. It's fun. This is just the way of MMOs and multiplayer game launches. It's also been extremely popular. I'm gonna look up the story that was written this morning about it. So they have been sending out some compensation, or are planning to send out some compensation to people. But it also has been doing some big numbers as far as player count.
Really?
Yes. It's across multiple platforms, so that's certainly helping. But on Steam alone, it was at 230,000 people last night at its peak. Actually, now that I'm curious, I'm gonna check Yeah, yeah, 224,000 in the last 24-hour peak. There were like 26,000 people online earlier, up until things went kaput. But yeah, it's again, and that's just Steam. It was released on multiple platforms, so you know.
Now, I do not know anything about this game until you told me you were streaming it last night.
Yes.
So, could you describe the game to someone who's never heard of it before?
I've never actually played it at length, but having watched somebody actually play it, and that was part of one of our backseat streaming. Actually, we had some wonderful footage of the last technical test they held before launch. It basically looked an awful lot like Destiny 2 and Warframe combined in a sort of way.
Ah, okay. I have heard you talk about this before.
Yes.
I believe a little bit.
I talked about it a couple of times. I have expressed my curiosity. Yeah, so. And, like, I really, really was wanting to check this one out. You know, it's... I mean, I do like... I have enjoyed Destiny and games like Destiny. I would enjoy Warframe more if, like, pugging with people wasn't terrible. But the Warframe fanboys are downvoting it on Steam. I am not terribly surprised. But yeah, like having watched the video footage from, and actually I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, it was one of our backseat streaming episodes, and it looked really, really interesting and fun and entertaining. Like I don't know, it's just something about it kind of engaged a lot of my curiosity, and yeah, I just was hoping to look into it today, but you know, it's fine. You know, these things happen. Give me a second. I'm gonna look up that video in the meantime, and also do a quick check to see if the game is indeed back up or not. Nope, still down. Okay.
I'm surprised the Warframe players have enough patience to click a downvote button. What with the cracked out gameplay you're expected to pull off?
It's really funny that you bring that up, because like it's so strange how like quickly I was conditioned to slide, jump, dash everywhere whenever I was playing missions. Like, and I kept my missions open because I just wanted to play with people, and like it was just non-stop slide, dash, jump, slide, dash, jump, slide, dash, jump. You were not allowed to walk or do a regular. You were not allowed to ferret walk. Here it is. Okay, so I'll go ahead and link that video. There it is. But if you were interested in checking out that VOD of that footage that was kindly provided to us, there it is. That was from the final technical test before they went to launch. And it does look really interesting. Like, the guns look and sound extremely satisfying to shoot. Like, the movement looks interesting. Some of the abilities kind of feel a little lackluster from what I was able to see. But I don't know. I guess it's a matter of finding the right character. It's very similar to Warframe in that the game sort of feels like it'd probably open up when you find the correct character to play.
See, my only experience with Warframe, this was over 12 years ago at this point, when I was I had an Alienware laptop that I just bought with my shiny army money, and I was perusing the Steam store for free games to play and try it out on, and so I played through like 3 or 4 hours of it,
right?
And I'm just like, nah, this is not the slow tactical slidey game I was hoping for.
Oh, yeah, tactical? No, heck no. There's nothing tactical about Warframe, dude.
The only it's as technical as slide, jump.
Warframe is like DCO for me. Even without the gameplay, I'd go in there just for the movement skills to zip around. And that's totally fair. Like, I kind of like find that a little too much, but I also appreciate that's not to my taste, but it is to others. Clearly it's doing something right. It's got a heck of a fan base, a big enough fan base that it's running cons for itself. So, you know, it's that just goes to show that like there's a little something out there for everybody if you look around and try. So far, the guns I use don't feel very different. Oh, interesting. So I'm curious exactly, because like it seems like a pretty different types of guns, at least in terms of like, you know, SMGs, or like I think I saw one character who like hefts around like a big honking chain gun looking thing. So I'm really surprised that like those wouldn't feel very extremely different from one another. But then again, I was hoping to find that out myself, but I can't win. Yeah, it's still down, unfortunately. I haven't played a lot at all, so that might be it. Okay, you know what? That's probably fair. Might be a little too early to call that as like every gun feels the same, but I do appreciate. I mean, talking about guns that feel different from one another, Helldivers 2, pretty much all the guns feel completely unique from one after the other, even if they're like within the same category. And
I 1000% agree. There's always like a debate in the Discord that I'm in about which guns to take for which situations, or why one gun is better from the other, but it always ends up being a personal use case as far as the conversations go. Like they have their precise reasons for why they like that gun, and it's totally valid.
yeah, I love that. I genuinely appreciate that there is that much flexibility. I don't know if this one is as flexible as all that, but it does look like it has a pretty deep level of build craft. So like Nexon had put out a video a couple of days before its launch where it was talking about how like there was like a bunch of different things you could do to kind of like chase a build. Obviously it starts with the Descendant or / character that you pick, but then, you know, you've also got the different weapons, especially like the big special weapons, and there's like accessories and modifications and like lots of little things that you can do to sort of like tweak the build and kind of make it your own, and I dig on that. I actually like how crunchy that sounds on paper. And it seems like those things kind of combine to make things come together and build craft feel pretty good, where it's a little bit like Destiny 2. I kind of didn't hate that chase myself. Like finding or like whenever you, like for example, I'm sure you can attest to this, Bruno, when you have like an exotic drop that you're like, ooh, what does this do? And you try it and then you want to like build a character build around that.
Yep, I totally get that logic. I've run into it myself with some of the exotics I've picked up in that game.
Yeah, exactly. I had to be in love with the Warframes. I have to be in love with Warframe's abilities, like Frost Prime, the old Hydroid, and Dagath. I mean, throwing a stampede of ghost horses at the enemies. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, and that was one thing I do like about Warframe is like the variety of the characters that are available. It's extremely what are they, like 30 something, 40, 50 something? Like they have 50 different characters by now. They have a lot, basically. And
that's a lot.
And if you can't find a character that suits or speaks to your playstyle, then I don't know what to tell you. I think what would make me super delighted, and I don't know if they have this or not, I'm pretty sure they don't, but if you're able to like sample frame, you know what I mean? Like try it out a little bit. I would love
rent it before you buy it.
Exactly. I would love that. Not even like missions or anything like that. Just put them like in a little simulator, like, you know, an empty space where you spawn enemies and see what it does. Like that would be super cool.
Yeah, Darktide has that sort of thing where you have like a whole room full of all of the enemies you might encounter, and you can try different setups and builds on them.
Yeah, exactly. They did introduce a way to try out frames you don't own with the Duviri expansion last year. But it's a bit random. Boo. Darn. Well, that's a step in the right direction at least. You just had a rhino. Yeah, I was using basic sword boy, I forget his name. Like the very first frame that you start off with. for the very longest time. But then I was gifted and I forget the name of the character. It was a healing buff character, where like she put down a bunch of flowers and stuff like that. I forget her name, but like that one was really fun. I really enjoyed the heck out of it.
I'm gonna read that out. I'm gonna get food. If the music is still there when I come back, I'm going to jump from the balcony.
Okay, I'll change the music. All right. Okay, I don't want anybody to like do something rash just because it's for a walk. All right, hang on one more moment here. Okay, I'm done. All right, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put on the Project Wingman soundtrack.
Yes, that is very good.
There we go. I'll do that. I'll go ahead and shuffle it, and we'll call it good.
Comes back, the music has changed to Baby Shark.
Don't tempt me. Do not tempt me. I would do that, Sophiskia. I really would. But then again, I also wouldn't be able to handle that too long myself either. So, that's fine. Swings and roundabouts, right? Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's still down, man. Oh, that's unfortunate, dude. Ugh. I'm gonna have to revisit this probably sometime next week. Do It's Raining Tacos. Oh, yes. You know what? Yes. Perfect. Good idea. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't have to listen to it.
Great idea, MJ. Thank you. Right, go ahead and do that. There we go.
It's raining tacos. Come out of the sky. Tacos. No need to ask why. Just open your mouth.
I introduced MJ to this song at the beginning of our last backseat stream. Yeah. Immediate smiles. That was great.
That is, it's so weird how like so many old videos are coming back around. I don't know if it's just like me and my circles that I'm in, but like a lot of like old videos that were popular like 10 or 12 years ago have like come back into popularity.
I think you're right. Yeah, I kind of have, like, every once in a while I still see like the Badgers video land in my Discord feeds, for example. This and Baby Monkey are my face now. I don't know if that tells you anything about MJ's musical taste or not, but there you have it.
Whatever makes the queen happy, am I right?
Absolutely. When the queen is happy, we all happy.
It's true.
That's what it is.
So how did you get the Twitch drops for TFD when the game was down? Watched a video about raining tacos.
These things happen, it's fine. All right, where is the?
What can you do?
You know what? You can do two things: nothing and like it.
True. Helldivers is a game I really need to get back into, but like I've recently upgraded my computer.
Yes.
I was running an RTX 1700X and a GTX 1660 Super, and now I'm up to Ryzen 7700X and a RTX 3060, and it's been magical.
Yeah, it's been so cool watching her PC gaming universe completely open wide.
Yeah. I re-downloaded Cyberpunk and I was playing that for a little bit. Then I realized, oh wait, the game that sparked the entire reason for wanting to upgrade in the first place because this was before Dawn Trail system requirements came out, RoboCop.
Which is a fantastic shooter, by the way.
It is a very fun shooter. You can, if you don't mind me talking about it.
Not at all, please, by all means.
The game itself, you can kind of get the gist of the gameplay like within the first couple of levels.
Sure.
You have your open world places where your open world hubs where you're out to meet people and get quests from people, and you can do quests in that time, but you can tell when combat is coming usually because you're going inside a building.
Yeah, it's very structured in that way. Yeah, kind of familiar. It kind of reminds me or brings to mind of like the I forget the name of the games, but like you could tell like this is the puzzle section, this is the shooting gallery, you know, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. And like that doesn't take away from it at all. The gameplay is very good. I'm not gonna say it's like amazing, but for who you are playing, which is RoboCop in old Detroit, it fits perfectly.
Yeah, like you're meant to feel like a slow-moving, plotting murder bot, and that it nails that. Yeah.
Very much so. And I'm not even very far into the story, and the beats that they've hit, which they've got the police station like remade to a T. Like it looks straight out of the movie, and you get to explore the entire area. And then the level I'm in now is the mill and the quarry that were in the first RoboCop.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yes. And you get to visit, and you have a slight flashback of how Murphy became RoboCop, the inciting incident from that.
Yeah. Wow.
And they have its chalk outline there and everything.
Oh, that's incredible. I love that.
Yeah.
And that was another thing that struck me when I only played the demo, so I haven't played nearly as long as she has. But it was a pretty chunky demo, I will admit. But like the very first level, I immediately knew they gave so much love and attention to the franchise, because like you hear that theme music while you're strolling through the first level, like, dude, it's so good. It's so good.
If you like RoboCop even a little bit, you will be smiling doing that first section.
100%, yeah, for sure.
There is additional customization elements as well. They do have skins that you can unlock for RoboCop and your Auto 9.
Really? Oh, cool.
Yes. Yeah. And there's also like gameplay elements where you collect circuit boards that you can further modify. And how to describe the way you upgrade your Auto 9? You know, like electric puzzles where you have a power source and you have the point where the power is supposed to go to, and you have like all these bits in the middle that you have to like
you like
change
twist them
or
around
rotate.
or something. Yeah, I get you.
Same concept, except it's not a puzzle. Instead, you're adding, in the junctions where the power can split off, you're adding percentage markers, and you have chips that go different directions so that you can modify your Auto 9 and get further upgrades.
So you can like route power to the things that you want.
Exactly. And if you there are penalties there that if you don't have the right thing but you really want this thing, you'll have to suffer a penalty for it. So it can reward you for being really smart with how you place those intersection parts.
That's really cool. That's extremely inventive. I love that.
The developer, I'm not even going to try and pronounce their name. I think it's Taycon. They also made the Terminator game, and I've not played that, but apparently it's the same with that game, where it's like you can tell that the love and affection has been poured into what they're making and giving all of the respect to the source material, while also giving you a great gameplay experience.
That's wonderful. I love that. That's really cool that they landed two pretty large IP. Like, arguably RoboCop isn't quite as big as the Terminator, but like still, that's impressive. It's genuinely impressive. It does sound like a very cool upgrade system. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I really enjoy that. That's really inventive.
There are also different boards that give you different end goals in quotation marks for your upgrades. So the one I've been using the most, I've upgraded to the end, which gives me full auto on the Auto 9 instead of a 3-round burst, which is vanilla. But there is another board that I can get that if I continue to upgrade and route the power, I get just a single shot, high damage shot every time I pull the trigger, but I cannot land critical hits anymore.
Oh, wow. So there's a lot of interplay. It's not just like incremental improvements or anything like that.
No, there are one of the other upgrades you can get that you can work your power towards. It's just called more gore.
That sounds like an
And-
N64 cheat.
It really does. But it do what it say on the tin. Heads explode bigger.
Wonderful. Honestly, I mean, might as well lean into it because, I mean, that movie was nothing else if not a gore fest in many cases.
Yeah, it's true. Like I remember them having to like. I remember that Murphy scene like scared me when I was younger and watching that shit. Sorry. I went back to the 80s for a moment.
You did
and
it, you did
so
it.
my language.
You did it.
I'm just gonna. There we go. That's quarter for the jar. Anyway, it is. I can't remember what I was saying.
With how that scene. Well, the funny thing is, like you mentioned about how that scene scared you as a kid, because like
Yeah,
the movie was kind of marketed to kids a little bit, you know, like.
it was.
It
It
kind of
really
was.
was.
Let's be real. Like, let's be honest. It's kind of pushed to the kids.
And that was in a time when the ratings board weren't quite so hard on the requirements there.
Yeah. Montague is back. Bring back raining tacos. See, and also I was speaking of playing music in the background. I would play some Rush, but we know we're gonna get slapped. Like we're gonna get.
Yeah.
I love Rush too. By the way, Rush is an amazing band, but I can't do it. I mean, unless I played like a MIDI version of a Rush song. Those are tears of joy. Let me see what I can find when I look for Rush MIDI. Rush
you
E.
might run in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
That's, you know what? I can't say as I'm completely surprised, to be very honest with you.
That was literally my first thought. Like, oh, they're gonna run into like sheet music boss, Rush E.
They call him a working man. Yeah, they call me the working man. I guess that's what I am. Yeah, that's a good song. To Baby Monkey. Speaking of bands that you deeply adore, mine is Jethro Tull. The way you feel about Rush, I feel similarly about Jethro Tull. Love me some Jethro Tull. Like, so very much. It's one of my favorite bands. Like, Thick as a Brick is an incredible album. So is Aqualung. Like, those are the two. Aqualung was the first album that I heard, and then, like, I heard Thick as a Brick, and just, it's so good. I love that stuff.
Hey, chat. You all ready for this?
Sorry.
I've never heard a Jethro Tull song in my life.
You never heard a Jethro Tull song?
I'm sure, like, I've heard it and, like, not understood that it's Jethro Tull, but it is not something that I believe has ever crossed my periphery. Looking out for Jethro Tull.
All right, hang on a second. Let me see if I can man. Yeah,
Uh,
locomotive breath. Yeah, let's see.
Would you share your screen so I can listen in on the music?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's probably not gonna work. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. I'll share you a link then. Hang on a second.
Okay, yeah.
I'll share you a link. Let me make sure this is right. I'm gonna play. Quick 2 seconds. Or not.
While he's doing that,
There it is. Okay,
you know,
good. Okay.
he was talking about, you know, his favorite bands and that, you know, he'll listen to any of their songs. I'm looking through the music in my on my computer, and it's all just video game or show music or remixes of music. The closest thing I have to band albums is Ninja Sex Party. I guess that's my band.
I guess
Shout
that's
out to
your
you,
band.
Danny Sexbang.
Yeah, they're a fun band if they work a lot blue, frankly. But honestly, even if that's not your style of music, like somewhat raunchy comedy songs, like check out the Under the Covers albums. They do some incredible covers of songs, like truly great covers.
They do really good covers. That's how I discovered rock. Well, discovered rock with you, like rediscovered it, like, oh, this was this song that Michael Jackson sang, and I didn't make that connection until I listened to it there. So it definitely makes you curious about the original songs while appreciating the effort that the band is putting into covering it.
Yes, and I actually like read like a weird critique because I was listening to a recent cover, because they released like a third cover album now, I think, or something like that.
I think so.
And like I was listening to a cover. It was they covered Owner of a Lonely Heart, and I was listening to that, and like people were remarking in the comments that like Danny was over singing, and I was like, how do you over sing? What? I don't get that. That's a weird thing to call out.
You know what we call those people?
What's that?
Boring. We call them boring. Don't be boring.
Bob and Doug McKenzie, the best stuff. Oh, I know the song you're referring to. Hang on a second. I'm gonna look that up. Hang on a minute.
I just memory unlocked the band that I haven't listened to in years, but was my favorite band growing up, Rockapella.
Oh yeah, Rockabilla's good.
If you've heard "Where in the World Is Carmen San Diego," the song, you know Rockapella.
You know Rockapella. All right, here's it's way too early for a Christmas song, but
Okay, good day. It's Christmas part of the album, and you can play this at your Christmas parties.
so
or to
Bob and Doug
yourself.
McKenzie
Ah.
from the Great White North SNL skit.
Good day, eh?
Yeah.
In case you thought like I wasn't on this part.
Oh, I guarantee.
I'm glad
you,
MJ
you'll be
knows
on.
who
Okay, so
Rockapella
good day.
is.
It's
Yes.
the Christmas part, and
I
we're
think
gonna
you and
tell
MJ are
what
best
the
friends
band,
now.
True Lies.
I was quite old the first time I
Hey,
heard
what?
Jethro Tull. I was quite young when I first
What are
heard
you
Jethro
doing?
Tull.
Snow.
What? Oh,
Jed.
it's a Great White North, and it's snowing because it's Christmas time. Hey, Hoser.
What?
Here's the quiz.
Oh, we were
Quiz for
MJ.
Doug.
We just
Okay, I had my
I
secret tooth
definitely
Yeah, right.
share a certain
What
kin
are
by yourself when I'm right here.
I truly appreciate that, friend. So
Not at all.
So that's it for this one. Very weird, but still entertaining. I hope you guys had a good time. We have streams of actual games being played coming through the rest of the week, we promise. Later on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, Larry and MJ are going to be together for their Star Wars The Old Republic stream. On Thursday, July 4th at 4 p.m. Eastern, MJ is going to be playing some Adventure Quest 3D. And then on Friday, July 5th, talking about games that might not work, Core Punk again. We're going to try that one again at 2 o'clock Eastern. Going to call that provisional. We'll see if that works out or not. And then later that same night at 8 p.m. Eastern, MJ is live once again with a TGIF stream. That usually means she's just going to be doing something fun. What is she going to do? Who knows? You'll just have to tune in and find out. So we hope you'll see you for all of those. Until then, thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, thank you so much for all of the support you provide to Massively Overpowered. Whether you're watching our streams live or on demand, reading what we have to write on the website, or if you're doing generous things like donating bits to the channel, subscribing to the channel, whitelisting the ads on the site, or if you're one of our amazing Patreon supporters. No matter what you do, top to bottom, you are the fuel that keeps Massively OP going. We'll see you later tonight. Until then, have a great rest of your day. Bye!